I want this home.
Okay. We can't get on your phone while we ask you these questions.
Okay, it was Mr. Williams. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What do I do? What if I have the? I mean, this is action. This is live.
No, this is simple. Like I said, this
I'm
is
talking about
basically
if my
just.
phone was to go
Oh,
through with
that's
Sean
fine.
Williams.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So, what is your official job title?
Attendance secretary and front desk receptionist. But if you look it up, it's going to say attendance secretary.
Okay. What is that job? Your official job description?
My official job description, if you were to look it up through Leeds City Schools, would be to mainly work attendance and traffic control, which would be make the front run smoothly, and all attendance is monitored.
Awesome. See, we told you this was easy. All right. How does what you do impact students' learning on a daily basis, and then over the course of the year?
What I do, I guess, that would help a student would be the example that I try to give to the students with attendance and why it's important is because if you're not going to show up to school, why would you show up to your job one day? Why would you care? Why would you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning when you're a parent and go feed that baby? You know, everything that you do now leads you up to life and the next steps are preparing you for the future. And then also just the little things that we do, like answering the phones, using a fax machine. Like I teach those aides those little techniques and tricks because just about in any job description that you do nowadays, you're going to have to do some type of clerical work.
Okay.
Customer service, you know, all that good stuff.
So, now, you have a official job description, but in reality, what do you do every day?
Answer all the phone calls to all of the messages to everybody. Messages go as far as text from teachers, from the board, emails, faxes, parents. I have, you know, of course, parents who come in, they're upset. I have to be able to distinguish whether or not I can, you know, de-escalate the mood. Sometimes I have to monitor students and see how they're doing, and if it's something that I can't get them to the back floor, I've got to be able to tell, do I need to leave them up here with me, or can I send them back to class? There's those situations you don't let them go back to class. So there's a lot of in-between stuff that goes on, multitasking, micromanaging, but I'm more micromanaging myself than I am the kids and the teachers because what they do doesn't matter to me. It's what I do. So I've got to make sure my job is done. So tomorrow when I come in, I'm ready to do my reports and move on to the next day.
Or how have you improved or become more focused on what you do in order to improve, you know, student learning? So it kind of plays on what I asked earlier. You know, I guess it becomes with experience. How long have you been doing this job?
I've been doing Leeds High School secretary for only 3 years, but I've been in Leeds City Schools for just started my 8th year in January.
Well, I imagine though, even since you took this post, I guess kind of what things have you perfect what you do at the end. Everything we do in this building, everything's to increase student learning. I mean, you know, the cleanliness, the buildings, your job. So what have you done, I guess, as you progress in your career in this job that you have? You know, you fine-tune things to, you know, you even mentioned earlier about, you know, you have to judge the students. Do I send them back to class? Do I keep them here? Well, ultimately, that's so that you can improve and, you know, maximize student learning. You know, you're trying to get their minds back to a point where they can go back to class. So how have you, I guess, improved upon those skills as the years have gone?
Any type of training that they may have sent you to?
No, I guess my training really, no, not through school as far as that goes. I was in the medical field for 17 years before I came to the education world. So
You've been dealing with people.
dealing with people skills, learning how to read certain situations, diagnoses, children who have certain disabilities, like all of that prepared me in how I handle certain situations in the front. But I guess to be better at my job, I just it was a whole new ball game when I came over here. Like, I was instructional aide. We did reading. I taught kids how to read, all day long, every day. So coming over here, they pretty much, of course, could do all that. So I had to go back to where I started, which was crowd control, working the front desk. But all reception is pretty much the same, just different roles. I've gotten better at organizational skills as far as what works best for me and what I do every day. Anybody could go up front right now and organize or find what I've got filed. It's so simple. But just getting all of what I needed to do in a day is because all of that's really not on paper. Taking attendance and answering phone calls sounds easy, but it's a lot more than that. So I had to figure out how could I be the best that I could be at my job and get everything in without staying over, without taking it home, because that first year I had way too much time that I was investing. So I had to find an easier solution, and I did. So now I'm able to do it.
So what's the best part about this job? About your job, what do you enjoy the most about it?
I guess just being with the kids. I mean, because at the end of the day, you're called to do whatever you want to do in life. I was called to work in the medical field, giving back. Well, I'm still necessarily not in the medical field, but I give back in a sense. I give my time to these kids. I give my motherly instinct, and I also tell them when I don't like what they're doing. So to me, I guess the biggest thing is being with the kids and sharing their life and seeing how excited they get. And it's just the little things. Yeah, I don't teach them every day, and I don't have a degree to be an educator, but I kind of am an educator in the sense that we do a lot of loving up here, and it's just the little things. Sometimes a kid just wants to know you got a good sweatshirt on, or you got some new tennis shoes, or those little things that we take for granted. It goes a long way with them. So, yeah, I mean.
What's the bad part?
Bad part is attitudes. A little bit of discipline as far as their manners go. I mean, our society's changed a lot with how we do our morals and our values. So to me, that's a little weird because I'm a little more old school in that aspect. And then, of course, attendance is my pet peeve because it's what I do for a living. And, I mean, I don't like it when you don't show up to your job. And they have a job to do, and they don't show up and do it. Therefore, it makes all of you, my coworkers, have to work harder.
Outstanding.
Thank you, Ms. Chastain.
You're welcome.
Great job.
Thanks.